This news update is brought to you by
I'm happy. Now I'm gonna take my time. I'm happy. Enjoying myself with lime. I'm happy. Escape from reality. Yay! And let lime take care of me. We're just happy and smiling, doing almost anything, having fun and just living. Shopping, chilling, everything.
Get happy with Barbados' largest and fastest 4G network. Activate any Lime prepaid or postpaid mobile plan today.
This is the Barbados Today update for Wednesday, October 15, 2014. I'm Carol Williams. Good evening. To ban or not to ban travelers from Ebola-affected countries? That's the question which will soon be considered by the Barbados Cabinet. Speaking at the end of a tour of the medical center at the Barbados Defense Force at the garrison this morning, Minister of Health John Boyce told reporters while government had not made any decision on the matter, it was something it will now have to consider.
We have not taken a recommendation of banning travel from at this stage. So this is something which we'll have to consider, and I will have to engage the team at the ministry before we arrive at a policy like that. But certainly the important thing is that our port health is on full alert. They are examining travel records of all visitors to Barbados. And certainly in cases where there is any suspicion, there are certain protocols which are in place, including surveillance that are being put in effect.
Minister Boyce was responding to a question about whether Barbados will follow St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which today announced a ban on travelers from Nigeria, Sierra Leone and Guinea, where Ebola is rampant. Pay up now. That call today from opposition spokesperson on transport, Dwight Sutherland, as workers at the United Commercial Auto Works Limited UCAL continued a third straight day of industrial action. Sutherland told a news conference this afternoon that government is treating the workers unfairly and some questions need to be answered.
We need to hear from him and the rest of his cabinet colleagues on how monies will be raised to pay UCAL and the transport board workers that were severed in March 2014. What is also critical for the UCAL workers is the whole decision of the transport board to leave these workers in the wilderness while outsourcing maintenance work to other service providers. I'm not here to question the competence of the other service providers. I'm here to question the fairness of the Minister of Transport and Works and the fairness of the Transport Board management with respect to UCAL.
The striking workers are demanding that the Transport Board commit to a deadline for the payment of monies to keep the company operational until the end of its financial year in March 2015. They also want a guarantee that employees will get more work. This morning, the company's Deputy Chairman, Anthony Hilford Morel, held an hour-long meeting with workers. A subsequent meeting was being sought with Transport Board Chairman Anthony Wiltshire. Meantime, over a dozen workers at the psychiatric hospital today walked off the job, calling for the reinstatement of a colleague. The workers claimed that staff nurse Rudolph Dates was unfairly suspended. They also complained about what they described as poor working conditions. According to a letter from Acting Director of the Psychiatric Hospital, David Leacock, Dates was suspended for breaching the Code of Discipline. But his union leader says that's not the case.
The reasons for his suspension is nonsense. He and the director on the cricket field on the 27th of September last. Right?
This year?
Yeah, this year.
This year, 27th.
The director, and he had some sort of confrontation on the field, had some words, and he told him, I can suspend you Monday. So he came in on Monday and suspended him, gave him a letter, and the letter purported to suspend him for offenses that occurred over the last 2 years. In the Public Service Act, the director can suspend an officer who is in breach of the law if within, and he has 14 days in which to do it. He doesn't have a 2-year period. He had 2 weeks, and he decided he's going to suspend him after 2 years. Yeah, the officer, his colleagues were incensed, and because there's so many problems in the hospital, this is just probably the straw that brought the camel's back.
The Royal Barbados Police Force today said farewell to one of its own. Sergeant David Leacock, who died suddenly at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital earlier this month, was given a military-style send-off at the Coral Ridge Memorial Gardens. Delivering remarks on behalf of the force, Superintendent Livingston Eversley remembered his former comrade as an officer who rose to the rank of sergeant while doing what he loved best. He said Leacock had a career spanning 30 years, which embodied his willingness to share, show compassion, and be of service to all. Those attributes, he said, can never be appropriately rewarded with trophies or accolades.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Catch the sun power.
Regionally now, the Bermuda government is taking no chances with dangerous Hurricane Gonzalo. Premier Michael Dunkley today announced that shelters would be open as early as tomorrow. Predictions are that Gonzalo, now a Category 4 system, will deliver a direct hit to the island on Friday. However, the system will begin impacting the country with tropical force winds and rains from tomorrow.
Bermuda, we've weathered storms before, and we are well versed in how to manage our homes and our property. However, I take this opportunity to urge you to err on the side of safety every time. In keeping with this note of caution, government offices and schools will be closed on Friday, 17th of October. An announcement in regards to the causeway will be made based on the assessment of weather conditions. The aim is, of course, to keep the causeway open as long as it is safe to do so.
And on the international scene, Hong Kong authorities have launched an investigation into an alleged police video which has gone viral. The video appears to show several plainclothes officers beating up a detained pro-democracy demonstrator while he was on the ground. We get the details in this CNN report.
Grainy video shows what appears to be a beating at the hands of plain-clothed Hong Kong police, while others stand around keeping watch. The victim, Kenneth Zhang, a social worker and member of the pro-democracy Civic Party. These pictures purport to show some of his injuries. Kenneth Zhang's lawyer says his client had already been restrained by police before they started to beat him.
I think what happened was 6 or 7 police officers took him aside to a corner whereby they punched him, they kicked him, when his hands were actually cuffed at the same time behind his back. So there's no way he was posing any danger to anyone.
The Secretary of Security told reporters, quote, "The officers involved will be temporarily removed from their current duties." Chief Executive C.Y. Leung says he's confident they can handle the investigation.
And that's where we end our Barbados Today evening update. We'll be back again in the morning. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 on Lime TV to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Carol Williams. Have a wonderful evening.
This news update is brought to you by...
I'm happy. Now I'm gonna take my time. I'm happy. Enjoying myself with lime. I'm happy. Escape from reality. Yay! And let lime take care of me. Whoa, we're just happy and smiling. Doing almost anything. Having fun and just living. Whoa, shopping, chilling, everything.
Get happy with Barbados' largest and fastest 4G network. Activate any Lime prepaid or postpaid mobile plan today.